Hello, and welcome to my very first podcast on the Muggle Librarian. Today, we'll be talking about a series that is very dear to my heart and an author I very much love. The man has a voice like an angel. I am, of course, talking about the series Mythos by Stephen Fry, which is also narrated by Stephen Fry if you want to get the audiobook version on Audible. It is an amazing series. It is his way of retelling the Greek mythologies and applying a bit of organization to a chaotic mess that we all very much love. The first book in the series is Mythos, and that follows the origins stories. So, of course, we have Gaia, Uranus, Narcissus, Echo, Love, Soul, Sisyphus, as well as the beginning of the stories of Nephile. We also have the story of the lycanthrope, which I thought was interesting, and the Giantomachy, which really we don't touch on until Heroes, but we do get at the beginning part of Giantomachy, we do talk about in the Mythos book. In the afterword, he does talk about the similar stories as well as the historical, more scientific aspects of it. But be assured, you don't need to be a historian, you don't need to be an academic to love this series. He starts off by telling you, as long as you love the Greek mythologies, you will be absolutely okay with what's going on. In the second book, we have Heroes, which follows the hero stories. So we have Hercules, Odysseus, Oedipus, Jason and the Argonauts, and Bellerophon and Pegasus. Heroes is a great story, though when it starts off, it does seem like it's going to be focusing on Hercules. Don't worry, it's not. It does focus on all the hero stories, and in the afterword again, he does discuss the academic aspects of mythology. He does discuss the aspect of Greek mythology and how there are similar stories but with different characters and different explanations. And he does go into that with the case of the Chimera, which we see with Bellerophon and Pegasus, and how there were very different stories on the Chimera. Obviously, don't worry, you don't have to remember that. The third book, Troy, is the Trojan War and all the backstories behind the Trojan War. It is an amazing read and is one of my favorite books out of the whole series because it develops to a story where we see Greek mythology finally having that human aspect that we have never seen before. So we do the backstory with Achilles. We find out about his origins as well as his son. We talk about a little bit about Ajax and how he came to be, and even the curse on the Trojan house and how it led up inevitably to the Trojan War. I like it so much for the fact that it gives me a more detailed explanation of the Trojan War, an explanation that I've never really been able to find in a singular source. Let me stress that. In a singular source, I've never been able to find these explanations. And it is very great. It doesn't just jump quickly from the kidnapping of Helen to the Trojan War. It gives us the inevitable leading up to the Trojan War. So the sacrificing of Agamemnon's daughter, Menelaus and his bid to get people on his side, and as well as the little bit of humiliation he goes through. We even see the acolyte or follower of Hercules and how he plays a part in the story. And of course, our favorite, Odysseus, Ulysses, in the story, and how he even tried to dodge the draft, as you say. Sorry. He wanted to dodge the draft by sowing salt. Yes, sowing salt with two different mixed animals, and by trying to make it seem like he was crazy. It's also a good read in the fact that we also see the backstory of Paris. It doesn't seem like he just magically gets the apple and then all of a sudden he's a prince. There is a bit of a leading up to it, as well as we see what happens after he becomes a prince and he has Helen. I don't know why, but I always feel like every other story ends off with him getting Helen and that's it. We don't really see what happens afterwards. But then we kind of see in the book about how he kind of just became arrogant, hubris, if to use the word, and it led to his inevitable downfall, as it always does. You even see Cassandra and how she plays a part in this. And I didn't really realize the significance of Cassandra and the Apollo the god, but it is interesting to see the gods take sides and see which sides inevitably win and which sides fail because of their involvement. I will say right off the bat, I hate endings, which means I have not finished Troy. I have left it with the son of Achilles coming to fight. He is very adamant. He's about to show off why he is the son of Achilles, and I just felt that was a great place to leave it off with. I have every now and then ventured farther into the afterword, but I have not finished the afterword yet. That's what I mean by I haven't finished the book. I have read all the way up to the ending, to the point of the afterword, but usually when I read the series or re-listen to the series, I like to end right with the son of Achilles. I don't want to go any further than that. It's a great read. Once he gets to the afterword, he doesn't really touch much on the Odysseus story, which I felt a little bit sad about. I was hoping that he would put out another book that continues on from the Trojan War, where we see the Greek mythology as it finally becomes rooted in human history. But Troy is a good ending, I think, and it is a veritable read. If you would like to if you just want another take on Greek mythology and you are looking for a voice that can serenade you to sleep as well as serenade you at any other time and make you feel, oh my god, amazing, then yes, Mythos, the series, is the series for you. He also has a Apple Music soundtrack where he takes parts of the audiobook, narrates it with, oh my goodness, an orchestra. It is amazing to listen to, especially with a glass of Chardonnay in hand. Amazing. If you don't want to get the audiobook, but you still want to like a little bit of a sneak peek into what the audiobook is going to be like, then check him out on Apple Music and on Spotify, yes. Sorry, I haven't used Spotify so long, it took me a minute. On Spotify and Apple Music, he's on there, and it is an amazing album/soundtrack. Thank you so much for listening to my Favorites podcast. I hope to see you again soon.